Hello. Today we are going to do the poem Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. In the poem The Song of the Open Road, the poet Walt Whitman is an American poet. He was born in 1819, and this poem appears in a book which was published in 1855, and the name of that book was Leaves of Grass. The poem Song of the Open Road is a two-part poem. What we are studying today is the first part of that poem. You will notice that this poem is a poem of free verse. What is free verse? Free verse is that there is no rhyming in the poem. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. This is an inspirational poem, and Walt Whitman has used several artistic expressions and poetic devices while writing this poem. The central idea of this poem is that the poet has looked at the open road as man's journey in life. It's a metaphor. The poet takes a positive attitude when he looks at life. He is optimistic. He is self-reliant. That means he can rely on himself. And when he looks at life, he sees that he is absolutely free to make whatever choices he wants. And he knows that he can make the best of the life that is given to him, because it is exactly like an open road, a road full of possibilities. Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. Afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me. The long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with Indo complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms, strong and content I travel the open road. The earth, that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they are very well where they are. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. Still here I carry my old delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them, and I will fill them in return. Now I will go through the poem line by line and explain what the poet means in each line. Afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. You look at the two adjectives in that first line of the stanza. Afoot and light-hearted. He is walking on this road on foot, and his feeling is he is light-hearted. Light-hearted, why? Because he is free. And what does he have in front of him? The open road. Healthy, free, the world before me. The poet is healthy, the poet is free, and the poet's thoughts are that he has the whole world, that are a bundle of possibilities in front of him. The long brown path before me, leading me wherever I choose. So what does the poet say in this line? Is that the road in front of him, his life is a long and a brown path. And not only that, he gets to choose whatever he wants to do, whatever he wants to achieve, whichever way he wants to go. he has full freedom in that. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune, I am good fortune. So the poet does not believe that he requires luck. He says that he himself is luck because he is going to achieve big things in life. He has that view of life. Henceforth, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. There are three things that the poet speaks here in this line. He says that he is not going to complain. The word whimper is the sound that an animal makes when they are hurt. So he says, I am not going to complain when I am hurt. Postpone no more. I am not going to procrastinate. I am not going to put off for tomorrow what I can do today. And I need nothing. He says, I am full in myself and I need nothing. Absolutely nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms. In this line, the poet is talking about indoor complaints. The things that we say to ourselves that stop us from trying something new. Those are indoor complaints. They are inside of us. Libraries. Libraries refers to knowledge that the poet has. And querulous criticisms. Querulous criticisms are criticisms that people make about us in our lives that very often stop us from achieving what we can achieve. Strong and content, I travel the open road. What is the poet saying in this line? He says that he's strong and he's extremely satisfied. He's content and he's looking forward to what life has to bring to him. So he travels the road, he goes through life in a positive way. The earth, that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. So the poet is not wanting anything. He says, whatever is there on the earth is enough for me. I'm not a person who wants the constellations to be closer, to bring things closer to him. No. I know they are very well where they are. So he says, where the constellations are, let them be there. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. So there are many people who are interested in the constellations, and let those things be for those people. I am content in who I am and what I am. Still here, I carry my old delicious burdens. I want you to look at old delicious burdens. This is a paradox. When we look at it, first it looks a bit off, because how can burdens be delicious? They are opposite thoughts. But look at the thought process with the poet. The poet says, still here I carry my old delicious burdens. So he says, do not think that my life is without burdens. My life has its own burdens. But I look at my burdens as old and delicious. Old referring to the memories, delicious referring to the sweet memories. So all his memories that he has, even if they are burdensome, even if they are not so good, they have been looked at by the poet in a positive way. He looks at those things as teaching experiences that were there in his life to teach him, and they are only memories which he carries wherever he goes. So he says, I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. So he has encountered people, men and women, that have not been very kind to him. He has carried with him situations which are not situations that anybody would like to go through. But he looks at it in a positive way. You can see the optimism in the poet through these lines. He looks at them as sweet memories that came into his life to teach him something. And he has taken the learning from it and he remembers it not with pain. He remembers it with a smile on his face. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. So, when people hurt us, we forgive them, we let it go, but we don't forgive and forget. Our mind is not made to forget. Our mind is made to remember. And so the poet says, I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. It is impossible for me to forget. So yes, I carry the memories, but I carry them with a smile on my face. I am filled with them and I will fill them in return. This is an important line. The poet is a result of his experience of all that he has gone through in life. And he says, from all the things that I have learned, I am going to fill the world with who I am, with what I have learned. So the people that I encounter are going to be filled with memories of me. The figures of speech in the poem, the poet largely uses inversion. So line number 1, afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road. We have inversion where the words are placed in wrong prose order. The correct order is, I take to the open road, afoot and light-hearted. The second line, healthy and free the world before me. Again inversion. The world before me, healthy and free, in proper prose order. My third line, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. Here we have personification. What is personification? Personification is when a non-living thing is given the human quality of having life and teaching you something. So over here, the path, the non-living thing path or road, is given the human quality of having life and leading the poet to wherever he chooses to go. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune, I am good fortune. Here we have repetition, where good fortune is repeated for greater poetic effect. Henceforth, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Here we have two figures of speech, repetition, where no more is repeated for greater poetic effect. And the second figure of speech is climax, because you can see the words placed in ascending order. Whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Ascending order. Done with Indo-complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms. Here we have tautology, because we have complaints and criticisms, which are two different words having the same meaning. We also have in this line climax, because we have Indo-complaints, libraries, and querulous criticisms, which are words that are placed in ascending order. Strong and content, I travel the open road. Here we have inversion. I travel the open road, strong and content. That is the correct prose order. Then we come down a couple of lines. I know they are very well where they are. Here we have repetition, where they are is repeated for greater poetic effect. Then we have, here I carry my old delicious burdens. I've already explained this to you. It's paradox. It's opposite idea. Delicious and burdens, opposite. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. Repetition. I carry them is repeated for greater poetic effect. The poet has largely used repetition, inversion, paradox, and climax while writing this poem. I do hope that you have enjoyed learning this poem, looking at life the way Walt Whitman looked at life in an optimistic and positive way. If you did enjoy this lesson, do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Teacher Grandma, a teacher for 34 years, a grandmother of 2 pretty little girls, signing off till we meet again. Bye-bye.